Today, we cover some of the best finishers of UFC 284, fighters we know can get it done, that have the power, that aren't afraid of ending it, that are vicious with their hands, and fun to watch. Number 10. Randy Brown. The Jamaican welterweight sensation has 6 knockouts and 5 submissions, garnering him a 69% finish rate. The Rude Boy has collected some finishes over Cowboy Oliveira. He also finished Brian Barberena, where he came into the fight as a plus 225 underdog and found a way to get it done with some devastating elbows and knees from the clinch, leading to some stellar boxing to get it all done. His next opponent will be a hard one to finish, and surprisingly enough, he's number 9 on our list. Number 9. Jack Della Maddalena. Jack Della Maddalena is a Contender Series alumni with a 92% finish rate, with his only decision win coming in the Contender Series against Ange Lusa, where he dominated his way into a contract, allowing him to return to his finishing ways. His first bout showed his power and precision. His second one was thrilling. He was able to dismantle Emmett with a flurry of body shots and punches to the head, consolidating his second win within the UFC octagon.
It's over! 12 in a row for Jack Della Maddalena.
His next bout was even more impressive as he collected yet another round 1 knockout, making it 3 for 3 within the UFC. Will he make it 4 for 4?
And that'll do it. 3 for 3. First round knockouts. Perth is...
Number 8. Tyson Pedro. Coming into the UFC as an undefeated sensation, the Australian light heavyweight had a lot of promise, and until this day, not one of his wins have been determined by the judges' scorecards. In his first UFC finish, he neutralized prolific striker Cahill Roundtree and then submitted him. Impressive! His second UFC submission over Safarov displayed even more of his beautiful jiu-jitsu, as he reversed him with a Kimura. His BJJ black belt was in full display. Don't let his submission skills fool you, he can also finish you standing up, as he did here with Harry Hunsucker, with a beautiful body kick.
Oh, beautiful front kick to the body. That's it.
Tyson Pedro, have a night!
Wow. Tyson Pedro.
Number 7. Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute is yet another Dana White Contender Series veteran, and also another Australian on this card. He holds an outstanding 75% finish rate. In his contender bout, Crute displayed some outstanding boxing skills, alongside his willingness to trade in the pocket. Mark Smith had seen enough damage and stopped the fight at the end of round 1. His knockout over Sam Alvey showed his power while at the same time his persistence. When it seemed like Mark Goddard would not end the fight, he was forced to provide some more damage towards Smilin' Sam before it was called off.
Really changed the game, but he's still hurt. Alvey is still hurt. And that's it. I think this is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't have much to defend with right now.
Alvey is done! Jimmy Crute 10-0!
But no knockout was more brutal than the one landed on Bukauskas. Crute showed that not only he had the power, but also brilliant technique. Number 6. Alonzo Menifield. Crut's opponent for UFC 284 is no joke either, as he carries a 92% finish rate with 10 knockouts and 2 submissions. He earned his UFC contract with the fastest knockout in the Contender Series ever, at only 9 seconds of the very first round. His absurd power was again on display against Vinicius Moreira, where he timed his right hand almost perfectly on the chin of the mammoth, leading him to end the fight swiftly on the ground.
Yeah, it's over.
Dan Mugliata steps in, that'll do it. Alonzo Menifield has arrived.
His next fight was another quick one, as he dispatched Serkinov within only 90 seconds, as he again timed his right hook perfectly. It was beautiful. Number 5. Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey is yet another Australian with the death touch, currently amounting 10 KO or TKO wins over his opponents. He knocked out Kama Worthy by using his elusive head movements to set traps for Worthy, leading to this brutal finish. Number 4. Josh Emmett. While Emmett has not been primarily known for his finishes, he has developed power during his rise, with 3 out of his last 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Joining Team Alpha Male in Sacramento really helped Emmett find his power and to sharpen his striking. These developments are the ones he plans on showcasing against Yair Rodriguez. Emmett showed improved patience against Michael Johnson. However, he was losing this fight up until the last minute. Dom Cruz had counted him out until...
That's all it takes for them is one shot.
Emmett had everyone on notice now. He was a finisher. But with that last performance in his mind, could he replicate it against Mirsad Bektic? His patience led him to knock down Bektic with a stiff jab. Emmett then proceeded to land brutal elbows and punches on the ground before the ref had seen enough. His hometown crowd of Sacramento roared as he had done it again. Could Emmett get a finish at UFC 284? Well, not if number 3 on our list has any say on it. Number 3. Yair Rodriguez. El Pantera is arguably the craftiest finisher of this list, with a beautiful background in Taekwondo. His finish over Philly portrays his ample kicking arsenal.
Yair's just so round kick, he got him, it's just like that, it is all over!
And so does this Thai teep finish over legendary champion BJ Penn. Insanely calculated and precise. But no knockout of his is more memorable than this one against the Korean Zombie, in a fight that many thought he was on the verge of losing. Number 2. Alexander the Great Volkanovski. While Volkanovski hasn't had as many finishes recently as others in this list, he has faced opposition that are notoriously hard to finish, such as Brian Ortega and Max Holloway. Once a former middleweight, Volk still carries a lot of that big boy power. His most recent finish over the Korean Zombie proved his non-stop striking development. Another great example was his breakout win against Chad Mendes. The Great utilized his persistent volume to overwhelm Mendes. The intensity was so high that Mendes eventually became tired and let his guard down.
Pressure on Mendes, rip it to the body, drops him,
That's it. Alexander the
huge wow!
One of his earlier fights against Jeremy Kennedy showed that he could also get it done on the ground. The vicious punishment with elbows and punches on the ground and pound left Mark Goddard with no option but to end it right there. Such polished ground game could be really helpful against the #1 fighter of our list. Number 1. Islam Makachev. After becoming the lightweight champ at UFC 280 over Charles Oliveira, many have begun paying attention at Islam's finishing skills. He is currently on a 5-fight finishing streak. His win over Charles de Bronx initially showed his improved striking abilities as he knocked down the former champ with a swift left hook. The knockdown then led him towards securing an arm triangle, and in turn submitting the all-time leader finishes.
He's got the arm triangle.
His TKO win over Bobby Green displayed how dominant the Dagestani wrestler can be from top position.
And he's trying to pick a direction and kind of pick your poison at this point. Green's covering up, Makachev swinging away.
He's trying to escape, but I think this is going to be it.
Referee's going to step in. Going to do it. Wow! Islam Makachev.
Though no win was more frightening than this Kimura over Dan Hooker. With his cousin Khabib Nurmagomedov in his corner, it was hard for Islam to not seize this golden opportunity.
He's stepping overhead here. Dan got his hands locked. Oh, trouble. Oh my goodness.
Islam Makachev submits Dan Hooker in round 1.
As we approach UFC 284, only one question remains. Will Bruce Buffer be saying "and still" or "and new"?